What's up, Vibe Tribe? It's me, Salia Marie 1243, your fairy tarot sister. Um, Also a lot of other things. I am now getting into energy healing. I do mentorship. I am working on some products and things like that to help everybody on their spiritual journey. So while I am not fairy tarot sister on any of like my social media handles, I'm still very much giving fairy energy. Um, and if you guys haven't caught up, if you don't know kind of like what's going on, because I have been a little bit MIA lately, you can definitely catch up with me on my social media. Um, I also have a podcast now called Cosmosis or whatever. If y'all have not checked out those episodes, I definitely would. But enough of that. Everything will be linked down in the description. So if you're coming back, welcome back. I missed you guys. If you are new to the fam, hey, what's up? Hope you like the vibes here. Make sure you subscribe. If you are into any of this stuff, if you're resonating with the messages, feeling the vibes, you know what it is. So, nail check. Absolutely. That's one of the reasons that I felt motivated to do this. I haven't done a pick a card in a while. So this pick a card is going to be things that you need to know to progress you on your spiritual journey. I mean, technically, most tarot readings, if not all, especially my tarot readings, are about progressing you on your spiritual journey. But because I am a mentor, that's one of the services that I offer. So if you need mentorship, check out my website. I just want to be able to give you guys a little snapshot of, maybe where your energy is right now and how you can progress further on your journey, especially when it comes to working with your spirit team and ascension, because we are all ascending very rapidly right now. So here are the 3 piles. If you're new to this, you can go ahead, pause if you need to. I will give you, I'm using a different deck for each. Each of the crystals, you can kind of just check out their energy and then you pick a pile corresponding to whatever energy you feel like you are resonating with. This first one is Cherry Creek Jasper. This is one of my faves lately. I won't give too much information, just for those of you who are picking solely based on your intuition and don't really know much about the stone itself. Then we have Malachite, also another one of my faves. Big green energy there for pile 2. And then this is a piece of Tektite. This is a piece of Tektite. So go ahead, fill out those vibes, whichever one you are feeling. The timestamps are below. Hey, pile 1. So my pile 1, Cherry Creek Jasper babies. This is going to be your messages for what your spirit guides, what spirit needs you to know right now as you progress on your spiritual journey. Okay, we have the Lovers reverse. I will also be channeling a lot during this. It actually feels interesting to do a pick a card just because I've been doing more channeling than anything lately, but we'll see. We always, if y'all know me, y'all know me. I just kind of go by whatever the feels are. I don't know how many cards we're going to pull. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, I'm already getting some really... Okay, yes. This makes sense. Okay. So, for this pile, hi, my darlings. The cards we have, in case you can't see them... the Lovers reversed, we have the Mother of Cups or the Queen of Cups. We have the 10 of Pentacles upright. Second row, we have the Daughter of Cups, or that is also the Page of Cups. So Cups energy. And then we have the 7 of Swords, and right here is the 3 of Swords, and it's reversed. So immediately the story that I'm kind of getting, or the energy that I'm picking up on from you, my friends, is that you guys are possibly struggling in some of your relationships right now. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be. The Lovers is a card about soulmate energy. A lot of times the lover can also, the lovers can represent like a choice, right? When you talk about the actual card, the lovers is based on Adam and Eve, I believe, or there have been a lot of references made to it. And so, you know, how there's the choice to eat the apple or not. But anyway, I digress. So it feels like there has been some kind of separation, or there has been a lot of space put between you and somebody who you either love now or once did. If you're like, that doesn't really fit, this could also be somebody who is in the past, right? But it feels like their energy is coming up. So this could be an ex, this could be, you know, something going on there. But with the daughter and the mother coming out, this also makes me feel like what spirit wants you to pay attention to right now as it pertains to shadow work, y'all already know. It feels like your spirit guides are asking you to look at your relationship with, probably for a lot of you, especially your mother, and looking at the ways that your relationship with your mother is reflected in your romantic and personal relationships. That's really what it feels like. This looks like there might be some kind of energy of people pleasing, possibly. It feels like you are starting to get your footing and you're starting to understand what it means to protect your energy, and really to be able to decipher when people don't have your best intentions at heart, right? We have this Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card. Doesn't he look very sneaky and mischievous? That is kind of what the Seven of Swords energy is. It's very sneaky, very mischievous. It's all about, you know, somebody hiding their intentions, possibly. So it feels like that could have been the relationship with you and your mother, or it could have been, it doesn't have to be mother, but for a lot of you, it is going to be whatever more feminine energies, you know, the more feminine parent, and that could be your father, or different families are different ways. Like maybe if you were raised by your grandmother, it could also talk about that situation. So keep in mind, it's open. A lot of people will probably be seeing this, so just take it how it resonates for you. But this is me tapping into everybody's energy. And as I picked up this card, I literally saw somebody like sneaking away with something. So it feels like there's some way that maybe your mother has kind of taken your energy, and it could be that you are starting to see that a little bit more now in your life. You're starting to realize those types of things and starting to reflect in other relationships, or it feels like right now you are noticing how those things reflect in other relationships. I also get with the Ten of Pentacles, also paired with our Cherry Creek Jasper. This is a very grounding stone. This is very, very grounding. It feels like right now you could be having a lot of issues with your root chakra. And your root chakra is red. That's actually why my nails are this color. I'm working on my root chakra too. So, hey, soul fam, who's also working on the same chakra as me right now. Our root chakra, really, when it's balanced and steady, it allows us to be grounded, right? It allows us to feel safe, feel secure, especially in our material world, right? So you guys could be struggling a little bit with money and trying to find your footing there. There's this really good book that I have been listening to over and over and over. It is called It's Not Your Money by Tosha Silver. And I've been meaning to talk about it a little bit. I've been lacking on my content, but whatever. The book really just goes into understanding the flow of money, understanding how money is just energy, and if you want to get technical, energy doesn't belong to anybody specifically. It comes to us, and we are able to kind of feel through it and do what we need with it, and then it goes out and it recycles. And that's exactly how money is as well. So when we release these notions that our worthiness is somehow dependent on how much money we have or whatever, and we start to look at money as energy and as a tool, it helps. So, but this might not all be about money for you guys, but for those of you guys who it is about struggling with money, that's a really good book. It's in my Amazon store, which will be linked in the description box. But with the Ten of Pentacles, it really just feels like you are working towards that right now, right? This is the ultimate card about stability, especially in your material and finances. But it feels like you could be struggling with that, with this Three of Swords reversed, because of the things that you have experienced. And again, it's going back to shadow work. 9 times out of 10, this stuff is going to go back to childhood. It feels like there's unresolved like heartbreak. I'm getting a lot of energy of inner child healing. I'm actually seeing a child sit kind of with their knees tucked up, crying in like a corner kind of thing. It's definitely giving Harry Potter. Maybe you guys have been watching Harry Potter or wanting to watch it or something like that. It's giving like neglected energy a little bit, honestly. So it feels like you could be working with that stuff. I did want to give you guys a little glimpse into how that is resonating for your like psychic abilities and stuff like that. So for one thing, I will say, as somebody who is a coach and a mentor for people going through their spiritual awakenings, I will say that your root chakra is so important. A lot of people neglect our root chakra, myself included, not even gonna lie. Look, and I feel like you're starting to realize that the more and more you open up your higher chakras, I'm constantly talking about this, especially on TikTok, the more and more you open up your higher chakras, all of your psychic energy, so that's your throat chakra and up, the more and more important it is for you to be grounded, for you to be balanced. The chakras are not individual, they are a system. They are supposed to be even just looking at this, right? The chakras, in the Western way that we kind of look at them, and it goes deeper if you look into like the original meaning. But it's a system. Do you see how this is like reflective of the chakras, and like it has to start somewhere. And for a lot of people, I recommend you work on your root, because if you are not grounded, there is a sense of like escapism that can happen, where you just want to be out and la-di-da into the spiritual world, the psychic world, and we can use that as escapism a lot. And we think that that's going to give us healing, and that's not necessarily true if we are not balancing it also with our lower chakras and dealing with our material and emotional, or like our material and like our feelings of inadequacy need to be addressed. Our feelings of stability that we may be lacking also need to be addressed in this situation. So for you, let me know how all of that is resonating for you so far, if those things kind of make sense. It feels like you have been getting a lot of ringing in your ears lately, but I feel like you're overthinking it, right? This is a card about overthinking. This is the Eight of Swords. It feels like you are overthinking your psychic abilities, your gifts, your journey in general. Your spirit guides want you to start stepping more into your heart space, from a more balanced, stable place. But again, that word stability. Whenever I think stability, I think root chakra. So it's like you're not going to be able to feel that sense of stability and be able to trust yourself in your gifts if you are not also trusting of your material worth, or like your perceived material worth, or, you know, hopefully that makes sense. So it feels like you have been getting ringing in your ears. Ringing in your ears, that's your clairaudience. That is your spirit guides probably trying to connect with you. I do get the sense of like angels. I don't know if you've been seeing a lot of angels, but it feels like you have angels on your spirit team. I was thinking about doing a specific pick a card about who is on your spirit team. So if you guys would like that, let me know. But it feels like you're starting to be revealed more and more. So it feels like you're obviously ascending, like a lot of us are. Your gifts are popping off, but because your root chakra is not balanced, it's going to be a lot harder for you to try and deal with those things. So start with your root first. Work on ways to get grounded. That will be helpful for you. There's a card that does not belong in here. Okay. So let me get one of these cards. This is the Beyond Lemuria deck. Unique gifts. Okay, makes sense. So it feels like your guides, your galactic guides, right? So a lot of you are probably starseeds. I think probably everybody watching this video is a starseed anyway. Also, I just got a message. If you do feel like you needed to watch more than one pile, please do. I forgot to say that in the beginning. So if you were going between this one and another one and like you feel like there's more to it, definitely go to the other pile too. But light language is coming up a lot. This came up in a past life reading that I did for someone the other day, where we were starting to break down the different types of communication, and we were talking about light language, or even like sign language popped up, but just different ways of communication. So look how this is blue, right? I want you to pay attention to the blueness of it. Remember I said you have a throat chakra blockage, or you're clairaudient. So clairaudience means that you are able to hear things. I have a whole video on that, about the different psychic abilities and what they mean. And if you guys need help in a session, I can read you one-on-one. It'll be easy for me to tap into your energy, give you some tips and pointers on how to develop those gifts for you specifically. But yeah, it feels like those things are kind of popping off. You're really learning how to communicate, and you could be having blockages. That's mainly because your root chakra is blocked. And if you see, I just noticed too that this is red. Look, this is blue, right? Which is the color of your throat chakra. And we have this red here. It's confirmation for me. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit knows. They know. Okay. So I'm going to pull one last card for you. It just feels like overall you're dealing with different types of communication. So that could also be different chakras for you. It's not just your throat chakra, but I feel like you could be hearing voices. Keep in mind, if your spirit guides are talking to you, they also speak to you in your own voice. So don't feel like you're going to have some random voice, or it could be. It really, it's a mess. Ciao. Your starseed guides are trying to get in contact with you. I will say that, because this is a starseed deck, and the way that it just sprawled itself all over the damn thing, yeah. Your starseed guides are trying to contact you. So if you've been dealing with that ringing in your ears, please, 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 please. I have TikTok content specifically on how to help raise your vibration, or you could always book a personal session where we can literally practice in that session on how to raise your vibration quickly so that you are able to understand what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. Secondly, or last but not least, I suppose, the karmic relationships card came out. So it says karmic relationships. This is Orion energy. You may or may not be an Orion starseed or have connections there, but it's just that energy. Polarity, soul growth, conflict. Again, it feels like you are dealing with relationships. Remember, I told you that it felt like there was distance between you and somebody. I also feel like it's very important to know that there is a reflection happening here. Your spirit guides want you to know whatever it is that you're dealing with in your romantic relationships, your personal relationships. And just, if you need to, close your eyes, think of the one that is the most prominent for you right now. Have you been arguing a lot with your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, or maybe one of your kids? Whatever relationship that is, it feels like there's a lot of karma that's being solved between the two of you right now. And it is also being reflected in a relationship, probably between you and your mother, or between a feminine energy early on in your lifetime. So if you have been, trying to figure out how to solve that, that is where you'll get your answers. If you need help digging into that, I got you. Okay. You can check out my website. Okay, so I really hope that this has been helpful. Give you a little bit of, insight on your journey, what's kind of going on for you, what blockages you have, and where to start when it comes to your shadow work. So let me know if this was helpful. Make sure you like, please comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 2. This is my Malachite babies. What y'all doing? What's up? What's good? This is your pile, the Santa Muerte deck. And so we're just going to be talking about what you need to know right now on your spiritual journey. And I also kind of want to go over a little bit about how, what energy might be blocked for you in talking about your psychic abilities, right? I'm a spirit guide, a whisperer. And so I really love to help you guys learn how to connect on your own. Get your clairs popping so that you can... Everyone has psychic abilities. You know what I'm saying? It's just dependent on what your destiny is in this lifetime. If you're supposed to be tapping into those, but chances are if you're here, if you're coming across my energy, I'm probably here to teach you how to do that. So, no coincidences. Make sure you like. Let me know how all of this resonates for you, and then book a private session if you need one. Like I said, I'm always here to help. Okay. So for you, heart chakra. I already knew this was going to be intense heart chakra energy with this bad boy. Malachite is all about your heart chakra. The cards we have, in case you guys can't see, and this is not a traditional deck, but we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, it feels like you are lying to yourself about something or running away from something. We have the Two of Cups, kind of similar energy to our last pile, but a little shallower, if that makes sense. Not as intense or deep, but we'll see more about that. The Two of Cups is reversed. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands reversed, the Strength card upright, the Ten of Swords reversed. It feels like what's happening for you right now is you're releasing a lot of pain from your heart chakra. Okay, it feels like you're releasing a lot of pain. I don't feel like all of this is from this lifetime, personally. It feels like you are working through possibly a lot of trauma, and it feels almost like misguided or misdirected. It feels like you almost don't even know where it's coming from. I'm seeing a lot of energy in your third eye. You might have been having a lot of dreams about your past life lately, or things that are related to your past life. A lot in the last pile we talked about getting grounded. I feel like that's also important for this pile, to make sure that you are grounding yourself regularly, especially if you're getting a lot of migraines. I'm seeing somebody hold the middle of their head, right, which is also where your third eye is, but something that will help soothe you as you're working on those higher chakras will be to work on your lower ones. Let's see. Again, with the Ten of Swords, it feels like you have possibly just gone through a really rough chapter, and you're kind of just sweeping out some of the little crumbs that are left over from whatever heartbreak. This card traditionally shows a man face down with 10 swords in his back. So it feels like you could be having a hard time moving on from a chapter. Your spirit guides are letting you know that you are super brave. Okay, I feel like that needs to be said. It feels like you are super brave. It feels like they are trying their best to work with you and your solar plexus to be able to motivate you. You could be struggling a little bit with your motivation, your creativity, your solar plexus chakra. It feels like there is, again, a little bit of relationship stuff going on right now, and I do feel like these are your main blockages when it comes to possibly developing your psychic abilities or just moving on in your spiritual journey in general. So let me get 3 more cards to kind of figure out. Also, protection is coming up for this pile. I just kind of glanced at my black tourmaline chunk here, which is my favorite crystal for protection. I just posted a video about protection and also a separate one about cleansing. So if you haven't checked those out, definitely look. Eight of Swords reversed. Funny, we got that card in the last deck as well. Hierophant reversed. It feels like if you are trying to close out a chapter with someone or something, right? So say you just went through like a dark night of the soul. If you just went through something super, super intense, there might have been a lot of shifts and you feel like it's almost over. You might have been getting a lot of messages like, oh, it's time to move on. You did good, blah, blah, blah. But you still feel kind of stuck in that energy. And it could be that it's been coming for a long time, or it could be that it's, this shift has been happening like super quick. You might also be like a timeline jumper. And if things have been feeling really chaotic one day and then calm the next day and then repeating in that cycle, that could also be an indication that you are timeline jumping, which is very important for you to get grounded if that is the case. But it feels like there's a lesson that you're missing. The Hierophant reversed. The Hierophant is the energy of the Hierophant is a lot of times religious, but also very spiritual. It feels like you have possibly missed the lesson that came from all of this, or there's still a piece of the puzzle for you to solve. And it feels like you're overthinking it and just wanting to be done with it, but your spirit guides are like, okay, but what did you learn from this though? And I do feel like whatever lesson this is highly connected to your feminine energy. It's highly connected to your ability to be able to be soft, to be able to receive, and that feels like that could be something that's very difficult for you. What I'm seeing is toxic masculinity could play a lot of, it could be playing a huge role in this lesson that you're learning right now. And toxic masculinity, I think a lot of us have a very narrow picture of it, that it just means like, you know, our good old podcast bros who are like doing the most, talking shit on women and whatever. It's not just that. Toxic masculinity is present in so many ways in our society. I would even argue that toxic masculinity, this hustle culture thing, where it's like, you have to do this, you can't sleep, blah, blah, blah. Balance in everything, right? Just like there's toxic masculinity, there can also be toxic femininity, because lazing about all day, eating grapes and never ever accomplishing anything, especially if that is not your, you know, destiny, that's an issue, right? We need to have a balance of both. So with this Empress card coming out, it really just lets me know that you are working very much on your divine feminine energy, or you should be. So what does that look like? Slowing down more, being more purposeful in the way that you do things, being very intentional about the foods that you eat, about the people that you interact with. Also opening yourself up to be able to receive, whether that be help, whether that be, you know, allowing yourself not to take on every damn thing that ever existed, feeling like you always have to be the one to help everybody. Your spirit guides are asking you for a little bit of balance there. I'm also getting something too. Hold on. You might have watched pile 1, and if you were thinking about watching pile 1 and you didn't, especially if you're dealing with like feminine energy, if you have issues with your mother possibly, I would definitely go watch pile 1 if you haven't. Let me know how many of you guys are watching more than one pile. Boom, balanced. Hello, we need to be balanced. And again, we have another 10. So this is 19, balanced forces. This lets me know that it's just confirmation. It feels like you're balancing your masculine and feminine energy. It feels like your third eye could be really, really blocked, or you're just not understanding what's happening in your third eye. So that's your dreams. Your channeling might be a little off if you're a channel. It feels like there is some way that you don't feel safe to open up your feminine energy. And so your spirit guides are saying that you need to work on that to be able to advance further, to align with your highest path. I also get that there's some sacral chakra energy that might be very much affecting you, right? So that's like your reproductive system kind of area there. Ooh, light workers. Hey, light workers. Okay, so if you ain't know that you was a light worker, now you know. Here's your confirmation. Okay, a double mission. This card says double mission. Light workers, starseed, serve the world by being you. It feels like what's happening for you right now is you are probably being given a lot of... what is the word? When you have like one thing or the other. Ultimatums. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit definitely brought that one through. You're experiencing a lot of ultimatums. It feels like as you are closing out this chapter of your life, you have learned all of these lessons and you have probably leaned towards something that is not conventional. A light worker's path is not meant to be conventional in any way. There are things that you have gone through. You probably are a generational curse breaker for your family, but it feels like whatever you are having an ultimatum between right now, do I do this or do I do that, is heavily, heavily going to affect how you deal with your life purpose. That's funny. I almost said light purpose, which is very much the same thing in your case because you are a light worker. What does a light worker mean? I don't think I've made any content specifically on that. But a light worker is basically someone who is here on this earth in order to use their energy in a way that will help to light up the world. Okay, this is somebody who is meant to be themselves, and because it says double mission, right? So you are doing a healing mission for yourself, and as you heal yourself, you are also in parallel helping to heal the world. And you don't have to be a tarot reader, you don't have to be a spiritual healer, you don't have to be a Reiki master to be able to be a light worker. There are so many different ways you could be a light worker. You could work anywhere as long as you are really healing yourself, and by healing yourself, your energy is emanating to those around you in whatever field you're in. So your spirit guides are really asking you to trust yourself, trust your divine feminine energy, be open to receiving help, not feeling like you always have to do everything yourself. And I would definitely work on your third eye because it feels like you are getting a lot of downloads that way. If you guys need help with that, definitely let me know. I love doing third eye work. That's one of my favorite ways to work, just because you guys know I channel a lot. Also, before we go, dragons are popping up a lot for you. It feels like if you've been dreaming about dragons, things like that, your spirit guides are wanting you to make sure that you stay very protected. I can't remember if it was in this pile or not, but this crystal is sticking out to me again a lot. Black tourmaline. So make sure that you are protecting your energy. Make sure that you are cleansing yourself regularly. I have videos about that if you need it. I hope that this was helpful for you guys to kind of take a peek at where you are on your journey, what might be blocking you, and what steps to take next. So I love you guys very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Tektite pile. Hey, what's up? For all my people who chose Tektite, what's up, Starseed? In case you didn't know, you're a Starseed. It feels like you have been dealing with a lot of starseed stuff. So whether that's light language, whether that's your starseed spirit guides coming through, Tektite is a piece of glass that came from a meteorite. So that's very much a message just off the bat for you, my friend. What is a starseed? I have a whole video on that. It's a channeled message to starseed. So if you can find that, definitely watch that. It's timeless. Oh yeah, your starseed guides are coming through heavy. Okay. Thank you. I feel like I need another card. Spirit, what is the card that we need that will give us more clarity? Okay, I'll show you. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, what's happening here is your galactic guides, right? So what's a starseed? That means you have not lived all of your incarnations on Earth. Okay, so hey, alien, me too, don't worry. Okay, I coach a bunch of different starseeds through their ascension process and dealing with like what that means. Everybody who has watched this video is a starseed, but it is just showing up for you very heavily that your starseed spirit guides have been reaching out to you. It feels like they have been communicating with you, and it feels like you do not believe it. You feel like something tricky is going on. You feel like there might be a trickster spirit, and your spirit guides are like, no, that's us. Okay, there's something about I'm seeing a car. So I don't know if you've seen something like in a car, like your ears have been ringing in a car. Something about, it's interesting because I'm actually seeing a scene from my own life. I'll just explain kind of what's going on, so that might resonate for you guys. If you guys have been thinking a lot about junior high, maybe you're in junior high, you've been around a junior high recently, or you've been thinking about some traumatic experiences that you've had in junior high, very much like your teen spirit kind of thing going on. That's just confirmation, right? Let me know if that resonates for you, because sometimes I don't know why these things come out, but I just know I meant to say them. So you could be working with like your teenage self a lot, inner child healing, that kind of thing. But yeah, it feels like you're very skeptical It feels like this pile definitely has trust issues with people in general. And I've made content that talks about, you know, if you have trust issues in your 3D life, right, with your personal relationships, you're also going to have trust issues with your spirit guides. It's designed that way. But it feels like your spirit guides are needing you to shift the way you look at your relationship with your spirit guides. It feels like you somehow see yourself as like completely different, or you might be approaching your spirit guides in this way where it's like they are completely separate from you. You might feel like there's some kind of way that you need to absolutely worship them, or like your spirit guides are like, it's not even that serious. Like, of course, we want you to have gratitude when approaching us, but there's no need for you to be scared of them. There's no need for you to feel like they're somehow so much better than you. Your spirit guides are meant to work with you, believe it or not. Depending on what type of spirit guide relationship it is, and you know, that comes with time to be able to figure that out. But depending on what kind of spirit guide relationship it is, you might also be helping them with things. You might be helping them accomplish their karmic mission in this, I guess not incarnation if they're a spirit guide, but you know, in this part of their soul's journey. Right? So yeah, it really feels like with this Three of Cups, your spirit guides are like, hey, we're trying to get together. We trying to have a little party with you. We trying to it feels like you might have also had something to celebrate lately, and your spirit guides have been wanting to celebrate you for that. But again, it feels like you're having a hard time acknowledging that your spirit guides are around. It just feels skeptical. Look at Shorty's face. Look at how skeptical she looked. She's like, starseed spirit guides? I think not. Okay? Or I just saw somebody in a dark room and hearing something, and they're like looking around and thinking that it's something bad. So it's like you have your like a weapon or something drawn, and you're like trying to figure out where the bad guy's coming from, and your spirit guides are like, hey, chill, it's not a bad guy, it's just me. Okay? So that might be a couple different ways that that's resonating for you, where either you are looking at your starseed guides or your guides in general as like these big scary things that you can't connect with. And I can understand that, because I, as somebody who connects with a lot of deities, I've never ever petitioned a deity. They always just come to me. So that might also be happening to you. So if you're dealing with deities such as Jesus, Kali Ma, any of the Orisha, like if they are just like visiting you, and you're just like, no, not me, I'm not worthy, or whatever, like your spirit guides are like, no, you absolutely are worthy. You're not making this up. You're not going crazy. We just need you to kind of like shift your perspective on things. That's why we have the Hangman here. And then there's also those of you who just don't believe it. You feel like you're not good enough, or, you know, those kinds of things. You don't feel like you're ready, and your spirit guides are like, you are ready. Like, stop trying to convince yourself that you're not. Of course, when it comes to spirit guides, when it comes to our psychic abilities, it's a process, right? I do mentorship sessions, but like, you know, one session is going to definitely not overwhelm you, but it'll definitely give you a lot to like work on. I always give my clients homework. But it is a constant process of things that you continue to develop. Me, I've been doing this maybe a year and a half professionally, and like when I tell you, I have learned so much, and I don't feel like I know anything still. So it's like, and the way that my gifts work are constantly changing and upgrading, and it feels like your spirit guides really want you to realize that too. That even if you are already intuitive, that's a good message too for my people who are also, you know, doing a lot of my tarot readers, my healers, my Reiki people. Like, the way that your gifts are coming through, the way that you might be communicating with your spirit guides is changing. It is leveling up. It is upgrading. A lot of your chakras are upgrading. Your clairsentience is getting way stronger, right? Your third eye is getting way stronger. Your throat chakra. It feels like you have had a huge upgrade in all of your upper chakras lately. Also make sure that you're nurturing the lower ones. I just heard interstellar gateway, which is a chakra that's above us. So it feels like you might be really, really connecting, like, yeah, that's how your interstellar gateway will really help you to especially connect with your very high dimensional guides. So if you've been struggling with that at all, look into your interstellar gateway, and that will give you a lot of help on that. Throat chakra. Okay, so your clairaudience also is upgrading. Major upgrades with your throat chakra. You might be called to look at some ways that what are these called? This is a Merkaba or a Merkaba. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be honest. But if you've been seeing these a lot or a lot of sacred geometry lately, let me know. Okay, but it feels like throat chakra upgrades for this pile. I need to pull another card. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is letting me know to pull another card. There's something else that's very important for you to know. Okay, this card came out in the last pile. If you were thinking about watching the last pile, definitely go back and watch it. That was the confirmation for that. We have Realm Bridger. Okay, so this feels like all my light workers, right? This feels like my people who are already kind of possibly doing this as a career. You know, you could be just like really developing your gifts, very focused on your psychic abilities in this lifetime. It's meant for you to do so in this lifetime. We also have more sacred geometry, flower of life. If you are not in that place, don't click off of this and feel like, oh, this isn't my pile. No, it is. It just feels like that might be something that you are headed towards in one way or another, right? Realm Bridger, number 41, Realm Bridger. You are probably a channel, or you are probably working on your ability to channel. I feel like some of you might also be psychic mediums, which is exciting. I remember when I found out I was a psychic medium, there was spirits talking to me, all kinds of stuff. And so it feels like your spirit guides are really wanting you to hone into that energy. I just heard somebody's spirit guide say it's time, and I saw a clock. So if you're looking at a clock, or if you heard it's time also, those are some confirmations. Jump in. Look, hello. If you guys have been thinking about, oh, I think I might, it feels like some of you guys might be quitting your jobs. Listen, this, y'all, I mean, all of y'all are my people, but this is my deck that it's like my light workers, my star seeds. You guys are very much heavily supposed to be dealing with your psychic abilities in this lifetime. And if you have been called to have a change in your career, if you've been called to get some type of certification or look more into a particular gift, if you've been thinking about reading for other people, or, you know, just however you are being encouraged to look into your gifts, develop them, whatever way, Spirit is saying, freaking go for it. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. It feels like you might also be having a lot of choices that you have to make that are very unconventional, right? For me, for example, if y'all didn't know, not that long ago, last year, November 2021, I quit my job in the Army. That is one of the most secure things that I've had in my life for the past 10 years. And Spirit, the way that my spirit guides put it to me is just like, you don't need it anymore. That is a security blanket that you don't need. So some of you guys are also getting rid of your security blankets. And it might not necessarily be a job, but it could be for a lot of you, where you are being encouraged to do something completely different. Possibly start your own business, possibly get into, you know, energy healing, energy work, spiritual stuff. And either way, whatever you're doing, your guides are really proud of you. They're trying to get in contact with you. They're trying to help guide you. So if you need help going through any of those things, please let me know. I mean, I love all of you, but like, for those of you guys who are in this pile and you feel like you need help, I would love to help you, because I know how it is to go through your abilities, especially your mediumship, and like not really know what's going on. That is my purpose in this life, is to help you guys through this, to help you guys understand what your chakras are, what your energies are, what your psychic abilities are, help you understand your worthiness, how capable you are of doing these things, of achieving the missions that you have set out, that your soul chose for this lifetime. to help you understand what your soul chose in this lifetime through your past life work and your shadow work. And so I'm really, really excited for this pile, especially. So let me know how that resonates for you guys, what you guys are kind of going through. It's going to resonate a little bit different for everyone, but I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.